Yep, I'm in there right now. I'm looking at it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Are we live?
We are live.
All right. Hi, everybody.
I'm gonna go ahead and pop over to. There's Nick.
Let's get Nick in here.
Copy link. Quarters.
What up?
What up? What up?
What up? What up? What up?
How's it going, Nick?
Going okay. What
Cool.
are you guys doing?
Doing all right. Happy Friday, Sky. Good to see you.
I need to get my chat pulled in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, Allie.
There we go.
Hey, Jeffrey. Hello, Michelle. Everyone's saying hi. Hello, everybody. Happy Friday.
Hey, Amy.
Hi, Amy. Hey, Lucy. Happy birthday tomorrow, Lucy.
Who's gonna be 10? Double
10
digits.
double digits. Yeah, that's a big deal.
That's a big birthday.
It's an exciting one.
What day is your birthday, Ryan? What day?
January 5th.
Oh, so you don't remember.
Today is my sister's birthday, though. So,
Really?
yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
She's
happy birthday.
34 today. Yep.
How exciting.
Oh, very much so.
I was gonna ask if you remembered your golden birthday, what you did for your golden birthday.
What's the golden birthday?
As I know it, the golden birthday is the age you turn on the day of the month.
So when I was
When you're 5,
when I
which
was
probably
5, I don't mean I'm sure it was great. I'm sure it was amazing.
well, so my birthday is just like Lucy. Well, not what I'm trying to say.
It's 13th,
When I turned 10, it was on
the 10th.
the 10th is what I'm trying to
Your
say.
birthday's on the 10th of the month. Okay.
10th of the month. And I saw Spider-Man in theaters. The
Oh,
Tobey.
that's a great birthday.
You know, when you're in a movie theater and you walk by those, like, they're always empty, the empty like birthday rooms. I
Yes.
rented one of those out. Had a big old cheesecake with like Spider-Man printed on it. It was
Dude,
awesome.
that's a great 10 birthday. That's awesome.
It was a good golden birthday. I think I would do
Absolutely.
the same thing now. I would do that again.
Yeah, definitely. Rent out one of those rooms, get a cake with Spidey on it. I love it.
Yeah, you're fortunate in the age that you had a golden birthday.
Think
10
so?
is like the best age to have a golden birthday because like birthdays are still like super exciting at that point, I think. I think that as we get older, they're still exciting and it's fun to like celebrate. But like you're like because when you've only done it 10 times, you've only gone around the moon, you only gone around the sun 10
Right.
times the moon.
And now you got double digits now. You're like basically
Yeah.
an adult at that point.
I would actually venture to say 10 is the best year to have.
It's a pretty good age. It's a pretty fun age to be.
I bet your 21st birthday being a golden birthday would be pretty sweet too.
But the
Yeah.
thing is, the 21st birthday is already so special. So it's like
It's like a multiplier.
you're wasting additional specialness. I mean, like 10 is like
Yeah,
because you don't get anything new at 10. You just get to write down 2 digits for your age.
right.
Skies was 18.
Okay.
Michelle was 19. Those are also good.
I mean, 19, you could go to Canada and drink 19. That's a good golden birthday.
Mine was pretty lame. I had the 23rd.
The 23rd. Well, that's like, I don't know. It could be worse. It's like 2 years after your 21st. So you're kind of like, maybe you have like a down year and now you're back up again. Golden birthday.
Jeffrey says, as a teacher, age 10 sucks.
Jeffrey, I love teaching 10-year-olds, man. For at least, okay, I'll say I love teaching 10-year-olds for the first half of the 5th grade school year. And after that, they become cool.
What changes?
Cool. They start to grow up a little bit. They start to get a little bit middle school, get a bit of sass, especially when you're teaching elementary school and the 5th graders are the oldest kids at the school. They think they're king poop. They think they're the best thing. They think they're amazing. They think they're so cool. And then I'm like, you guys, when you get to 6th grade, you're gonna get eaten alive. 8th graders are gonna destroy you if you act this cool to them. Okay. So wise up, get straight. Okay.
I will say the feeling of being like the first week of being a grade up when you're in elementary school is a good feeling. Like when you're like, I'm a 4th grader now. Like things
Yeah.
are different now. Like I'm grown. Like
Yeah.
that's a good feeling.
So yeah, because fifth graders in our school, they were like, they got to be the safeties. They got to like help out the little kids get off the bus. They
Yeah.
got to do like the hall monitor stuff. So you're kind of like, you're kind of given this kind of position of like authority. You kind of feel like I'm a fifth grader. Like I can boss these first graders around. I'm the big kid here. I got to be a role model. I'm kind of pretty cool. But then it's like you get to sixth grade and you're like a shrimp again. You're back to being like lowest on the food chain. And it's
Yeah. Sixth
It,
grade is the
yeah.
most afraid I've ever been in my life.
definitely me too. Yeah.
Yes.
Terrified of going to a new school.
The bottom of the middle school hierarchy is brutal.
After going from the top of the elementary school hierarchy, I think that's what makes it so severe, is because you're like,
Yeah,
you have so much confidence, and then you're, oh no,
it's true.
I have
It's
six
like
teachers now, and I got to run between classes. And
freshman is bad, but like seniors in high school, I feel like you get a better balance. There's like some kids who are seniors in high school who are their buttholes, but some of them are really great and they kind of come around. There's not a lot of eighth graders.
uh,
They're still young. Like they're not at the top of the food chain yet, so they're just
yeah,
taking all out on those sixth graders.
yeah, eighth graders are like seventh and eighth graders. I think should probably be sent to an island for a couple years to just like be by themselves because they have no morals or empathy. Again, I taught some really good kids at that age, but a lot of them were some of the worst people I've ever met in my life. So I wish nothing but the worst for them until they became like 15 or 16. I'm like, okay, you're all right.
I
What of the day?
I
Oh,
went
man.
from I went from a sixth grade. So I went through I went to a school where sixth grade was still elementary school. So I had one
Mhm.
teacher for sixth grade. And then I switched schools because the school I went to was K through 12. So I switched to schools.
Oh,
I was a seventh grader going into like all the different like the six classes. But then there was seniors in high school walking around. So I was like, I was all shaking in my boots
yeah, I
because
bet.
there was like these like 18-year-old people. And I was like, what, 13,
Yeah,
12?
full on high school, on like, yeah, seniors walking around.
It was terrifying.
Yeah, big people. Wow.
What a conversation. Is this
What?
a Skeksis?
Yes,
Skeps?
it's my Skeksis puppet I made.
Wow.
I can put it on later if you'd like. It's really uncomfortable.
I can
When you say
imagine.
put it on, do you mean
I can wear it and become him and make him talk.
It's a costume.
It's a costume and a puppet.
it's a full costume or is it just like an
Yep,
arm?
yep, full thing.
The correct
Really?
Yep.
response to that, Nick, is
Essence.
So, for those who maybe didn't see the ad for today's live stream, we've been watching a movie every week. And actually, you guys don't know this, but in our Monday team huddle, one of us picks. And so I think the last person who chose was me. I chose that we watched Fantastic Mr. Fox. Before that, Kyle chose Fast and the Furious 5.
Yep.
And this week, Ryan chose the Dark Crystal. And Ryan, why did you choose the Dark Crystal?
Well, I think just as a piece of art, it's amazing. It's like it's a movie where there are no humans. If you haven't seen it, everything is a puppet. It's from the mind of Jim Henson. This is where Jim Henson's whole thing was, I want to elevate puppetry. It's not just for kids. I want to make something that can be like, as impactful as Lord of the Rings and
Mm,
not be a joke, right? There's no puppets in this movie that are a joke. Every puppet's supposed to feel like a real creature that could exist. That's a real thing. And so I love the ambition of it. I don't think it hits entirely. I don't think it's a perfect movie, but I love the world it creates. I love the designs. I love the characters. You watch the behind the scenes stuff, how much work goes into each individual character. Like each Skeksis requires like 3 different puppeteers at once. Unless it's
wow.
like the zoomed out shots, that's a separate Skeksis like this guy, which requires like one person, like me. Um, just like the amount of work that went into like the amount of like puppetry advancements that went into making it. I love just the scale and the ambition and the creativity. And so images from it have stuck with me since I was young.
Yeah. That's a good answer. That's actually one of the things I was wondering. I was like, how many people, because it can't just be one or two people per scene. Like there's like a lot of more movement.
Yes, it's just like the way they have to be very strategic where they put the cameras, and they have to build like multiple versions of the sets. Ones where it's just like, a floor. Ones where there's like everything's like, 4 feet down, so if the puppeteers could be up there doing their thing.
Yeah,
Um, like the
crazy.
whole goal is to make sure there's like it's. I don't think it's seamless. I think it's, you can kind of figure out how the puppets work, but like there's some scenes here you just kind of like start to believe it. You're just kind of like these are like real living beings. They feel very real. It's that physical, that practical effects, I think.
Now,
That
upon revisiting this movie, now, and Kyle and I had never seen this, so
yeah.
Ryan truly introduced us to a new experience this week, which is exciting. But upon revisiting it, Ryan, do you still have the same love? Was there anything that you noticed or anything new about it?
Now, I'd watched it recently because the reason I built this Skeksis is because my charity group, the League of Enchantment, we did a fantasy themed gala. Our gala was themed fantasy this year. So I built a Skeksis as a display piece so I could wear it for a little bit. I also made a Fizzgig puppet for my friend. My friend Carol dressed up as Kira from this movie. I can show you pictures later if you want to see her. It's pretty cute. Um,
Right.
I didn't
so
know you made that. I thought that you bought that.
no, I built it. I built it.
Um,
It's
really
made of a dinosaur mask and clay and hot glue and prayers and also chicken wire. So and a bunch of clothes I got from the Salvation Army, not the Salvation, the thrift store. And some
Right.
there's like he's a curtain. His gig was made of a foam pumpkin and a bunch of foam fur or like fake fur and foam teeth and doll eyes and um. I'll put it on later. I'll have it on for about 10 seconds. I need to take it off because it's extremely not comfortable. But
Was the Dark Crystal based on an IP? Like
completely original. All
What?
from the Henson Studios. Yeah, there's no book it's based on. There's no the characters are designed by an artist called Brian Froud. He's done a
Okay.
lot of fantasy art over. If you look him up, you can say, "Oh yeah, that he did the Labyrinth goblins as well." Like he's a guy they tapped the shoulder of quite a bit, and him and Jim Henson had a pretty close working relationship. So I guess what you could say it's based on Brian Froud's art, but it's a completely original setting and characters from the Henson studio.
That's actually incredible.
Mhm.
I was thinking that the whole time, and I saved the question from Google. I wanted to ask you personally.
Yeah.
Is it that's such a choice to go full puppets with a fully fresh IP,
Mm-hmm.
especially in the 80s? Like that's
Yeah. And I mean, it might not surprise you, but it bombed horribly. It did not make its money back. And so they were like, crap, we got to like make it a little more accessible next time. Let's get David Bowie in it. And so they made Labyrinth, a little bit more of a crowd pleaser.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Back on it. I've seen Labyrinth a handful of times. I've never seen the Dark Crystal. It makes so much sense because I won't lie to you, Ryan. It doesn't surprise me that it bombed at the box
No, it's kind of a tough watch, honestly. It's a little slow. It's got some kind of creaky puppetry nowadays, but like
yeah.
it definitely is its own thing. It's not, it doesn't really try to be accessible and lots of, like Labyrinth does. So I love Labyrinth as well, but
I do love Labyrinth.
I wanted to just ask if you've seen the Netflix series, and yes, I have. So what's interesting is going back to the movie after watching the Netflix series, because that's after having 30 years worth of puppetry advancements. The Netflix series got some really good puppets. The Gelflings are super expressive. Then you watch Jen and Kira in this movie, and they got nothing. Like they're just like these stiff little faces compared to the ones in the TV show.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you say that TV show is worth giving it a watch?
I love it. Yeah, I got canceled after one season, but it's a prequel, so you know how it's going to end anyway. It's like 100 years before the Dark Crystal movie, when there's Skeksis and the Gelflings are still coexisting, and so it has, and all the Skeksis are the same Skeksis, because obviously they live forever. Same with the Mystics.
Yeah.
But it's a different group of Gelflings. There's different clans of Gelflings because now there's only like 2 left in the movie. There's only 2 Gelflings left. This is back when there's like a whole society of Gelflings. They had all these villages and kingdoms and stuff. It does more with the podlings. It's worth watching. It's really good. It's probably my favorite Netflix thing.
Kyle, you've been quiet.
Yeah, I've been talking a lot. What did you guys think of this movie I made you watch?
I have a lot of thoughts.
Okay, I want to hear them.
So I'm not 100% sure if I have poor watching comprehension or because like, was it obvious from the beginning? Did they say in the beginning that these guests, I can't say the names.
The Skeksis and then
And the Mythics. Mystics.
Yeah.
Was it clear that they were the same, or is
No.
that like a secret?
No. No, that's a secret. That's kind of a reveal. You kind of realize it when the one, like the scientist falls into the lava and the one mystic kind of bursts into flame. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
or like the emperor's dying and the oldest mystic is dying at the same time. You're supposed to be like, interesting.
Yeah. My
But
my aha moment was when it had the essence, and then it like made them like youthful, but then it went away really fast. I was like, okay,
yes.
this is like some kind of like undead creature. Where did it come from?
Mm-hmm.
That made a lot of sense to me. But yeah, so like I saw that at the end, and I felt like it was something I knew the whole time, but I didn't know for sure if they said it at the beginning of the movie. So that part was interesting to me because I felt like I missed something.
Yeah. I think the only reference is Aughra says that they appeared at the same time as the Skeksis. Like the Skeksis appeared and then the Mystics as well. So like kind of implied they came on the planet at the same time.
I was confused by the fact that the Mystics know everything.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that there was another Gelfling. That bothered me. The fact that
Yeah.
you have these like super intelligent beings, and then she just like walks in. Like it's like, oh hey, you're like me. And I was like, how is this happening?
I think the idea with the Mystics is they're very slow and passive and it's kind of like, let things happen. The
Mhm.
Skeksis are very proactive and aggressive, right? And so I think the idea is like they know a lot, but maybe they don't know, like they might not have be able to, you know, think that far ahead or something. I don't know. It is true. I'm not sure if that's a plot hole or just, I mean, I guess they thought obviously she was raised by podlings, right?
Mhm.
I don't know if they hang out with podlings very often.
But she was like, I think she was the best character.
Kira?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. She got wings. Of course boys can't fly. Duh.
Yeah, I love that part. That was like that's actually my favorite part of the movie. It's like you have
Mhm.
wings. It's like, yeah, I'm a girl.
Duh, yeah.
It's so funny.
I
It's so funny.
I thought
Like,
this game was my favorite.
Fizzgig's great.
who?
The furry ball, the Fizzgig.
It looks like my sister's dog Norman. That's what I thought of the whole time.
Yeah.
Like a Pomeranian. Is that for so it went from being my favorite character until like I had noticed there's two sets of teeth,
He's got 2 rows of teeth. Yeah.
this gig mouth, and I was like, I don't like that anymore.
And that's where the puzzle bugs came from, was him, or is it the thing in the
Yeah, the Fizzgigs are fuzzle bugs from
Yeah.
GOI, little fur balls with lots of teeth. Yeah.
What about the really like limmy guys?
Oh, like the Striders.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're rolling around at the old guy's house.
Oh, those ones. Yeah.
The crab
Crab guys. Yeah.
The when the first place that Jen goes
Mm-hmm.
go get information, there's these
Oh.
like furry, like they're non-furry, like these like the tentacle things that are rolling around in like the outside.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was like at first. I was like, oh, that's
Those two. I mean, yeah, there's so many little weird critters in this movie that
yeah.
they develop. I can let me show you my Fizzgig while we're thinking about it. Can I share my screen?
Mm.
Yes.
Okay.
Got permission.
Thank you.
This will surprise no one, but
I don't have host is disabled participants. Okay, you're good. All right,
The
got it. Thank you.
villager guys, the little villager scene, the tavern.
Podlings. I love the Podlings.
Podlings are the
So
best.
it's me and my Skeksis and my friend Carol as Kira and the Fizzgig puppet I made.
That's great.
That's incredible.
There's her wings.
Are you
yeah.
wearing like a dress shirt?
Am I? Yeah, the Skeksis has a dress shirt on. Yeah.
Or they do they
They're
were
pretty fancy lads, you know?
Yeah, they were pretty
There's
formal.
me as Jareth later in the night after I changed out of the Skeksis.
Nice.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So I should have gotten it from it's at our house right now. I should have borrowed it for the live stream today. Anyway,
This gig is really good.
it's a great design
Yeah.
for a ball with teeth.
So I have one last question about the movie.
Mhm.
I have a lot of questions about the movie, to be honest, but I'm trying not to steal too much of the show.
You're good.
So in the beginning of the movie, when they're hitting that stone, right?
Mhm. The Trial of Stone, yes.
And it seemed as if that stone had been hit a lot of times, right?
Mhm.
But there had already been an emperor there. So who did that emperor have to break the stone? And what? So if there was an emperor, why were they hitting the stone? You know?
Yeah, the Skeksis are weird, man. I don't know if I can explain it to you. I don't know if I don't know if it's ever explained. I think it's one of these weird things. I think in the show they do the Trial of Stone as well. There's a different emperor in that one. It shows how this current emperor became the emperor before he dies.
But yeah, I was thinking about the Trial of Stone, and I was like,
Yeah.
if there's already an emperor, then they would have a brand new stone, right? Because that emperor would have had another stone before that. But this
Right.
one's worn down. So that means they're hitting it for other purposes over the time of that emperor's life. And I was trying to figure out if the stone has more things going on.
I think they just live for hundreds of years and have these weird traditions and rituals they do that maybe we're not meant to not to know. I don't know. That's a good question.
The most inquisitive Kyle's ever been about a movie.
Well, he wants to know. It shows you he wants to know more about the world, right? Hang on. I bet there's a Dark Crystal wiki here. I can probably find the answers that you're
And
looking
then
for.
like
how does their justice system work?
The
and then
Skeksis,
like
yeah.
after that person loses,
Yeah.
I feel like they made it seem like they were going to kill them, and then they just like stripped them naked. And
They
walked
stripped them
away.
naked to humiliate them and banish them. Banish the
Exile
Chamberlain.
them. Yeah, they exile them, which is why he was trying to get back into their favor with returning the Gelflings.
Yeah.
right?
So apparently it's called the Hakshiksa stone, and it was their failed attempt to create their own dark crystal,
Oh,
to create their own crystal of their own. And so the Trial of Stone, I think it's just the first time that they chopped it in half, right? First time they broke it.
Wow.
but they were like, this is the first time they ever did it, but yet they
Yeah.
already had like a.
I think they probably had a few
amazing-
trial by stones that didn't really end that well, right? Or just didn't have a conclusion.
Yeah, I did.
That's
I
all the
did
wiki
love
says. It's like 4 paragraphs. So
the like me. It should be me.
me, the Chamberlain, Skeksis, essence of Gelfling. Yeah.
Mm.
Mm.
There's a lot of Ryan voice.
Mm. Yeah.
movie.
In the TV show version of the Dark Crystal, his voice is Simon Pegg.
Really?
Yeah, he does this perfect Chamberlain voice. It's really amazing.
That's a fun little.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess
So, oh, sorry.
no, I was just saying it's funny that they hired this famous actor who can just do a really good Chamberlain voice. I don't know.
So
Yeah.
as far as the story itself, it felt like it was a very 3-act story. Like they felt like they followed it very closely. Do you think that in like non-human storytelling, so like animation and puppets or claymation, do you think that because you're already thinking about all the shots from like a having to make them perspective, you're gonna have more of like a structured story because you know what I mean? Like you're thinking about the shots as a part of like the arc. Whereas when
Yeah.
you're working with human beings, they like ad lib or like crazy things can happen because you have someone who's like acting it out versus being staged perfectly.
Yeah, I think you have to really do a lot more planning in a movie like this. I think there's a lot more pre-production that goes on. Probably like really, really complete storyboards to show exactly like how like you said, where the camera's going to be, how the puppets are going to interact, how, because you have to think about all these people. If there's 2 Skeksis sword fighting, there's 6 people below them having to not run into each other and elbow each other in the eyeball, right? So there's like so much like planning has to go into these kind of things. So I think probably story-wise, they probably would need to structure it a lot more. It's a pretty simple story when you come down to it, right? Like it's get the crystal to the castle, It's like it's a real hero's journey, right? They leave their homes and they
Yeah.
cross the threshold and have their mentors and everything. So
What's the storytelling device that is like the next move will be revealed to you when you need it? Like I feel like that was really used in this. It was like get to the next thing and then the next thing will reveal itself and then you just kind of keep going through that. I feel like that happened a lot where like there was no more planning than the next thing to do.
yeah.
Mm. I mean, maybe like the MacGuffin thing.
MacGuffin, yeah.
It's a little bit like that. I don't know if it's like.
I mean, yeah, it's like take this to Agra. She'll explain everything. She
Yeah.
kind of doesn't, but I love Agra. She's great. Queen's asking if we can share what movie we're watching before the Free Journal Friday. That's probably a good idea.
I think we totally should. It has been very casual up until pretty much this week. In fact, I think this is the first week everyone has actually watched the movie. So I think we should start.
So maybe after we decide next free in our Monday meeting, maybe we should post like, hey, we're gonna watch this week. This week. So if you want to play along for our movie club,
Well,
Yeah.
you guys what Fast and the Furious movie we'll be watching.
I think it is Kyle's turn next. So
It's Kyle's turn.
wild
like,
card pick.
Fast Five again.
Give.
Run it back.
Run it back.
Every 3 weeks we're watching Fast Five.
Yeah.
Well, Nick, you stole my Wes Anderson, so I have to.
We can do more Wes, you know. I picked 2 Ghiblis in a row.
True.
Good. I mean, we discussed this early on. You could pick a new movie if you really, really wanted to. It's not as inclusive.
Can be cost prohibitive, but you know.
Cost prohibitive. But that would be a movie. It doesn't have to be a new movie, but it could be a movie that we have all never seen.
A brand new one. Yeah. That is an
So,
option.
one question that did come to my mind as I was watching the movie last night is if someone came to us and wanted to fund a Hero's Journal movie, what medium would we tell it in?
What would you tell it?
Like
Sorry?
animation or puppets or live
Animation,
action.
puppets, live action. What would we do?
I
Would
mean,
we do a blend? Would we do like a Who Framed Roger Rabbit type thing?
maybe. I mean, I think animation would work pretty well for what we do.
Yeah, I think animation makes the most sense.
So I would love to see a bunch of puppets.
Puppets.
I think
I will say I think that we couldn't do it in live action because you needs to stay androgynous.
needs to be a round-headed little person, right?
Yeah,
Without any.
works best animated in my head. Although
Yeah.
puppets could work.
It could work.
Why is claymation out? Like, why couldn't we make it like fantastic?
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, having a stop motion movie. That'd be,
Stop.
that'd be sweet. Both stop motion.
I'd say stop motion over puppets, probably.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think that the thing that the Heroes Journal has that fantastic Mr. Fox did a really good job of is those like beautiful like little scenes
Mm-hmm.
where it's like the picture and then you have like little like it's like zoomed out.
Well, you have like the cutaway, right? You have like the dollhouse kind of thing, right? You could do a lot of fun stuff
Yeah.
with that.
I think that like with the cave, like you walking into the cave and it
Yeah.
zooms out to like the map and it has like you
Yeah,
going-
you know. And I think about a lot of our pages are just kind of like that style, right? They are kind of a cutaway,
yeah.
like kind of a, you know, take off the front this wall and you're looking into this world. So
It's true.
Yeah. So did we just decide to make a stop motion Heroes Journal movie?
that's, yeah, with Wes Anderson directing and
Yeah.
It's 10 years or something.
yeah,
We already have all the storyboards. We just need to make it.
that's true. That's true.
And add- and
it's
add
already been
dialogue.
drawn. So
It's true.
Yeah, would that be like the final moment? Because we've made we've drawn a stern line in the sand. There's no dialogue in the story. So would it be a silent film? Would just like really good like music?
yeah, maybe I think maybe partially silent film. You know, you could have like the mentor talk. You could have certain characters they meet along the way talk, but I think you should be a silent protagonist.
Yeah, I think you'd have to have a talker, but you could
You need to
definitely
have like a you know, I always think of like Link having Navi the fairy to talk for him, you know.
yeah, you need like a chatty, like a chatty like secondary character
Like,
to
like
kind
a sidekick or an assistant or something. Yeah.
you could definitely have you be sort of silent. I think
A
it
person,
actually
a person of action rather than words.
I did
Yeah.
it'd be funny if we had like carte blanche budget. Is if we had the voice of you who is silent the whole time be like Florence Pugh or something. It's like, what do you mean the voice of you is Florence Pugh? Like they didn't make any noise in the whole thing.
No, I mean they can make some noise. Like Link does go like yeah, oh ah, you know, he like makes little noises. Get Florence Pugh to do that for us. Yeah.
would be done in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
We spend all of our money on it's like the Groot thing for Marvel.
Right.
In
We get
Vin Diesel, I am Groot.
Yeah.
There's this really awful movie. I could never recommend it to anyone here. Called Sasquatch Sunset that came out.
Oh, I heard that was good though. You didn't like it?
I hated it, but so I could see some people liking it. Ironically, I like saw like a premiere of it and I was really excited about it, and I was so let down. Jesse Eisenberg is apparently in this movie, but
he's a Bigfoot, right? He's a Sasquatch.
yeah, so everyone is in full makeup. Like you can't even tell who is Jesse.
Oh my.
And there was a theory going around that he actually wasn't in the movie. They just paid him to use his name to market the movie.
That's kind of brilliant.
Jesse Eisenberg is
Yeah.
I don't know. Again, that is not a recommendation. Bad movie.
I'll still probably watch it, but maybe not in theaters.
Just when you are watching it, just remember I did not recommend it. That's
Okay,
all.
yeah, I remember Nick didn't like this one. He said it stunk.
It's
That's a
awful.
bummer. I heard a lot of good press for that one. That's a bummer you didn't like it.
It's a fun watch if you are ready for what it is.
What it is, what it be.
I won't spoil anything. But here's what I will say. Speaking of no dialogue, there is no human dialogue in that movie.
Oh, okay. It's just Sasquatch making noises.
Not a single line of there's no words, there's nothing. It's grunts and hand signals and absurd things. So yeah.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
wild.
So as we're talking about production, I want us to put our production house hats on just for a second. Stacy said we should do a Kickstarter for this.
Kickstarter for a movie.
How much money would we have to raise to make a stop motion 15-minute short film about the Legend of Astoria? How much money we have to raise to do that? And
Well,
we're actually doing this, so we can think about it as liberally as we want.
I think it'd be cheaper than making like a live action one or having like CGI, like realistic effects, right? I know like let's see.
I don't know. I don't know how I have no idea. Because like when we're talking to Digital Gravy, the animation studio, they could price us out on like second or minute per animation time. Just really rough estimates of what a project would cost. Claymation or stop motion, I have no idea what
Yeah.
the cost would be.
Let's see. So again, stop motion. I mean, all animation studios going to work on by time here. Yeah, it's gonna take a long time to make stop motion as well. Probably like 5 figures, you know?
Yeah.
Google says this is not a helpful answer, by the way.
Yeah.
The cost of stop motion animation can vary widely, ranging from $200 to $30,000
Wow.
per second of it.
Okay, I got since the industry standard is like $50,000 per minute. So
Okay.
that's not definitive, and that's like if you're going with Leica, or like Aardman Studios, like the big stop motion people.
So if we wanted to make a 15-minute video off of that,
Yeah.
it would be what $750,000.
It'd be a lot.
But
It's on the high end still.
so if you in the chat want to help us raise $750,000, we will make a stop motion LOI movie for 15 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, a short film.
I mean, yeah. If you buy me some clay and little armatures, I can start working on it right now, guys. I can start. You know, I used to do stop motion movies all the time as a kid with my action figures and my Lego guys. I have to do it. My family camcorders. I go like doot 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 doot. At like just like always looked really bad, but I love trying it. Took forever.
Wow.
Do you think that if we wanted to make a Fantastic Mr. Fox, do you make them out of clay first and then you put put all the stuff on top of them?
So those ones they probably modeled them in clay, and they probably had them cast in like foam rubber, like foam latex probably, and then had a metal armature inside. The armature being like this little skeleton, right? Like it's little metal with joints and stuff. If you look at like the behind the scenes of those movies, you can see like how they're built. I know like with Leica, like the ones who made like Paranorman and Coraline, they actually they 3D print the heads of their characters for like each individual frame. So they actually animate it in 3D first. And then they export each second of the mouth animations as an individual 3D file and 3D print all of those. I know exactly what frame they need to be in because they time perfectly with the dialogue. It's pretty crazy. So
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's worth $750,000. I'll say it.
Yeah. I mean, for that, that's like again, like they're like kind of the top of the game stop motion wise. So
the economics of creating a movie are getting unbelievably like cost prohibitive.
I think if you want to make it like a professional production, right? I think more than ever though, there's a lot of ways you can make movies for really cheaply, independently on your own. Like the camera on my phone is like infinitely better than the camera I was using even in high school, like our family camcorder. right? Like there's been entire movies filmed on an iPhone
Yeah.
that look not bad, right?
Yeah.
And like the amount of like there's tons of like free software out there. If you want to do 3D animation, there's like Blender. If you want to like editing software out there for free. There's all kinds of options for people who want to do it on a budget.
Was
Yeah, do you
it?
think it's a distribution issue, Kyle?
Sorry.
Do you think it's like a distribution thing? Like once you do have a piece of content made that's like a movie, like how do you get people to see it? Do you think that's the issue?
Well, so I think it's like a threefold issue, right? So the cost for the skill set is very, very expensive, right? So like if you can't do audio design or lighting design or like editing and cutting yourself, like that alone is going to run you an insane amount of money, right? Because that skill set is so desired. So you have that part of it. And then you have actors and actresses, right, which are in their own way a very expensive cost. You have sets. If you're gonna, yeah, unless you do everything outside in public parks, you have to like pay for places.
Mm-hmm.
And then so you have the production costs, right, which are unbelievably expensive. And then you have the marketing costs, right? Because now you're competing against WB and Disney to try to like get out in front of them and be like, my movie's coming out, which is almost impossible, right? That's the same thing as like trying to sell a journal when 90% of Facebook ads are political campaigns right now. It's like
Right.
we're not going to outspend the American government system.
Right.
So there's that cost. And the last thing is like screening fees. Like who's gonna pay, who are gonna like show who's gonna show it?
It's true.
Right.
So I don't know. I think all of those things make it just like if you're a small filmmaker who has an idea for like a film, like you almost have to sell it to
Yeah.
Netflix for like a fraction of maybe what the story's worth, just so it gets made.
I feel like there's almost no middle ground movies. It's either like
Yeah. Mid-budget movies are kind of dead,
Friends.
right?
I always think of like Napoleon Dynamite.
Mm-hmm.
I think that had sort of, I mean, I had like almost a nothing budget, but it was picked up pretty early by I think like Sony or something. I don't know. Someone picked it and then showed it around and they changed stuff about it, I think, or they maybe changed the name of it. And then it blew up. And so I think that pipeline is probably like, that's probably very rare. That's like dead. You're either making like a Marvel movie or you're making
Oh
like,
man, you look at how much Marvel stuff costs. It's insane. And like,
yeah, it's like, it's a weird, it's really, yeah. So you have like this hyper creative experimental
mm-hmm.
things. And then you have like these big bloated CGI crazy.
Right. The
Like,
Dark Crystal cost $25 million in 1982.
wow,
Adjusted for inflation, that's $82 million.
that's a
So
lot.
it's a lot, but if you want to look at how much, say, let's see how much freaking see Ant-Man Quantumania budget. 326 million for that piece of crap.
So I think about on the same topic, right? So the idea of using AI art is like relatively unethical, right? Because
Oh, very much so. Yeah. It's bad for artists and bad for the environment.
but it's like let's say you're trying to tell a story and you don't
Mhm.
have a bunch of funds, like being able to outsource the like drawing, like people are like their hands are tied, right? Because it's like
You don't there's a way you don't have to use AI. You don't have to use AI. AI it's stealing. It's stealing artists' hard work.
yeah,
And it looks like crap no matter what. I feel like I have not seen good AI art.
I'm not advocating for it. I'm just
Well,
saying
I know. I feel like studios are. I think you're right. Studios are gonna be like, oh, we can save some money by, you know, having our entire art department just be a bunch of people typing things into Midjourney and see what we get.
Yeah.
It's gonna look like crap, and the scripts are gonna suck. And so I hope it doesn't come to pass. I think people are gonna recognize. I think people recognize it already. Like, oh, this AI stuff is really garbage. Like, it doesn't sound good.
It's like,
But Plato wants to talk about hundreds of beavers. I gotta make a point of identifying that. I love hundreds of beavers.
did they use AI for Hundreds of Beavers?
No, of course not. Have you seen, you know about hundreds of beavers? I think I talked about hundreds of beavers.
Yeah, you actually introduced me to it, and then I watched a review on it, and I actually do want to watch it now. I haven't seen it, but
Yeah.
people are talking.
Extremely cheap. 6 people in a bunch of beaver costumes.
It only cost them $150,000 to make.
Yeah, yeah.
So
It's a cheap movie. That's what I'm saying. It's cost prohibitive.
Napoleon Dynamite cost $400,000, which is surprising. I didn't realize it cost that much.
yeah.
But I guess they had a bigger cast. They had, film on location and stuff.
So
Yeah.
watching Dark Crystal really made me think of Team America, which is
yeah,
another puppet movie.
Another puppet movie, yeah.
I don't know why, but that was probably one of the first puppet movies I saw. Again, this is not a recommendation to watch that movie. 30 million to make Team America.
Team America. Okay. Well, I think with that one too,
2000.
puppets are like kind of bad on purpose, right?
Yeah, the medium of that movie is kind of perfect.
I love Team America. It's really stupid.
Yeah, I looked up a few scenes after I finished the Dark Crystal, and there's a fight scene where they're just like they get ready to fight, and
they're clacking against each other.
Two puppets hitting each other.
Yeah,
like that's got to be a pretty cheap thing to make.
Yeah,
but anyway,
how does it compare to like what's the toy soldier one?
Oh, Small Soldiers or
Yes.
Small Soldiers.
I like Small Soldiers. Let's see, Small Soldiers.
It's a good movie.
Because Small Soldiers did live action and
yeah, it was a mix.
Yeah.
Small Soldiers budget. Let's see. So when it came out in 1998, it was $40 million. Adjusted for inflation. Let's figure that out.
I always remember David Cross is in Small Soldiers.
Oh, really? I forgot about it. I haven't seen Small Soldiers in years.
Yeah, I think I watched it.
So adjusted for inflation, that would be 77 million. It's actually cheaper than the Dark Crystal.
Wow.
Yeah.
How much?
Directed by Joe Dante, the guy who directed Gremlins. So I think it's great.
A legend.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Do we think like Critter movies are like gone? When was the last new like Critter movie?
Like the actual movie Critters? Like with
No, is there a movie called Critters?
There's a movie series called Critters. It's basically like if like a bunch of alien Fizgigs came to Earth and some bounty hunters had to hunt them down. It came out after Gremlins. There's like 5 of them.
No, I was just referring to the category of just I guess whatever movie you would just like little guys or just the whole
little guys movie. I mean,
little guys.
Do Minions count as little guys? You're talking about like physical little guys. You're talking about like little like physical puppets.
I guess. Like, I'd almost consider Flubber a little guy movie.
Flubber is a little guy for part of it.
I mean, just like weird little guys. Where are those movies?
I guess we had there's all kind of a bunch of ET knockoffs, right? We were kids.
Yeah.
Kind of where like a kid meets a magical creature and they form a lasting friendship that will last forever.
I would even say Free Willy.
Oh, I gotta go. That's not really a little guy movie. It's about a big guy, but it's called Psycho Goreman. You heard of Psycho Goreman before? No. It came out a couple years ago. So basically, like it's ET, but if ET was like a Power Rangers villain who crash lands on Earth, and this little girl has to make friends with this big monster guy who's wants to take over Earth, and it's really, really funny.
This looks great.
I recommend it highly. Again, it's not a little guy; he's a big guy.
Cool. Yeah. Same idea though. This is great. I just even like Iron Giant. I would I'm getting out of the realm of.
It's an ET style movie, a big buddy movie. Yeah, I wouldn't say Dark Crystal is that kind of movie, but I'm trying to think of like a movie that has a bunch of little guys.
Yeah, I miss the simplicity of like, look at these little guys.
Yeah. I mean, Star Wars has lots of little guys.
Star Wars does have lots of little guys. In fact, I think Star Wars keeps trying to do other stuff.
Yeah.
We just
focus on the little guys, Like, that's the only thing I liked about Rise of Skywalker is Babu Frick. He's a little guy.
We talked about that.
The only thing that matters from that movie is Babu Frick.
We need to go to a Disney boardroom and just go, little guys.
Little guys. Yes.
I don't care if there's a lightsaber or if there's a force or a prophecy. I want little guys.
We do the thing where like James Cameron, who was pitching Aliens, he walked into the boardroom, he wrote Alien on the board, then he wrote S and made it a $sign. Aliens. Do little guy, $sign.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Bring your fuzz gig
Yeah.
puppet.
Yeah.
I speaking of a little guy,
Yeah.
E.T. the extraterrestrial. What number all time do you think that ranks in gross sales at the box office?
E.T.?
Like
E.T.
adjusted for inflation, or like, I guess inflation wouldn't be part of it. It's just sales.
Yeah,
It's
so
been re-released a few
lifetime-
times.
Sorry, lifetime gross.
Lifetime gross. It's got to
So
be
what
up there, right?
What it lacks in inflation, it gains in time in the market.
Mm.
What do you think it is?
How about
Say top 20.
yeah, I was gonna say top 10 even, but I don't know.
It is number 105.
Wow. It's been pushed down a lot.
Been beaten by movies such as Shrek the Third,
Yeah.
Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Even Independence Day outdid E.T.
Yeah.
Um,
That's sad. I love ET.
you know what's wild is The Lion King, the live action one, not the one from the 90s.
Yeah.
2019, The Lion King is number 9.
Yeah,
all
that
time.
that piece of junk made $1 billion. What the heck?
The
It
live
made
action?
$1.6
Yeah.
billion. It almost made 2.
I didn't. You know, so this is gonna you guys aren't gonna like this. I have never liked The Lion King. I've been on record saying
Oh,
I do
okay.
not like The Lion King. Never have. I never can.
Mm.
And when the live action came out and people started talking trash about it, I felt pretty justified. Because I was like, this goes to show this is a bad story.
The story is Hamlet. You're saying Hamlet's a bad story.
I am saying Hamlet's a bad story.
Oh,
People always say that. They go, it's not even a real story.
you're dissing Shakespeare.
Yeah.
My goodness, that's blasphemy.
He's got a lot of hits.
What about the songs? Like the songs from Lion King, Circle of Life. It's a banger. Kuna Matata.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's one of the tragedies. I sing the Lion King songs to myself all the time. I do.
But the movie itself, you could take or leave.
Yeah. I think I remember that they re-released it.
Yeah, the 3D
2011.
version, I think, a few years ago.
Like I went back and watched. I was like, oh, I'm gonna try this again. And I was like, I just don't like this.
This didn't hit, huh? Okay.
But the songs, oh man. Circle of Life might be one of the best Disney songs.
Yeah, definitely.
It's awesome.
Lion King was one of those movies growing up for me that I had to not watch the middle. I didn't like the middle. I didn't like the part where they go to like the little hyena den.
Oh, like Act 2 is kind of stressful, right? Because
Yeah.
it's after
just like
Mufasa
clown.
dies, and yeah,
The clown living room scene in Air Bud. Couldn't watch that.
yeah. I mean, I couldn't watch that part in ET where, like, when I was real little, and ET gets sick and he falls in the river, he gets all pale, and like when I was a little kid, that was a movie I watched a lot, but I was so afraid. Then all the hazmat guys come in the house at the end looking for ET, and I was like, I had these nightmares. Be like, Mom, the astronauts are coming for ET. I was really afraid of those astronauts. They were not astronauts, but like, I was so like when he's all sick and pale, I was like, oh, like I know. Speaking of, I mean, nightmare movies, Dark Crystal gave a lot of kids nightmares.
Yeah.
I didn't see it when I was little. I saw it when I was a little older. I'm glad I did.
Yeah.
But yeah, just like the podling getting drained of his essence, or like, even just like stripping the Chamberlain of his robes, like,
Oh, yeah, when he gets the life sucked out of him or whatever.
Yeah,
I was like, whoa.
horrific stuff.
I thought we were gonna get a cutaway.
Nope. You see the whole thing.
It got dark. I don't know.
The Dark Crystal. Yeah.
The ET thing is so funny because like an alien being in your house to me is way scarier than a bunch of government people trying to find him.
But he's he's a cute little poop guy. He's cute. He's a little brown dude. Did we go on the ET ride at Universal when we went?
I don't think so.
I didn't make you guys go on that one.
Yeah, we did the Mummy. We
did the Mummy. We did Jurassic Lost Coaster. We did all the Harry Potter stuff. And the ET ride it's cool. It's the oldest ride there. It's signed off by Steven Spielberg, so it's all canon to the movie. Get to see ET's home planet, all of his weird friends. That's a bunch. You want little guys? The ET ride's full of little guys.
Now we're talking.
Yeah.
Go back to Universal, ride ET.
You guys go on the Fast and the Furious roller coaster?
I think
They have a stage show, don't they? They have like a, Or they have the ride now, don't they?
I went on the ride. I don't know if it was when we were there together. It is awful.
It's bad.
And like honestly, not because of Fast and the Furious. Just it's almost like, did you ever go on the Kong ride or the King Kong, like the
Like
Peter
the original
Jackson
one with
movie?
like the New York one, right?
I think so. Yeah, they had a ride and it was
Oh,
like
they have one where you're in a Jeep now. It's like a 3D thing, right?
It's the
yeah,
Skull
the
Island
screens
one.
around you that kind of like you're
And you
like
see, and there's the big Kong at the end. We went on that one together.
I think we did. The Fast
Yeah.
and Furious one uses the same technology and it just doesn't work for me. Like it gives me an instant headache. It's like
Oh no.
it's not even fun. I'm like, all right, now I have a headache. And it's not like a Velocicoaster headache where you're like jerked around. It's just like moving lights and the story progress. It's like so fast. It's like, oh, we're going over here. Oh no, this big explosion. Now I have to come over here. And you're just like, what is happening? Slow down.
Whiplash. Yeah.
That's what it's they're doing. Oh, I don't got friends. I got family. Oh, time for payback. And it's just like there's no time to process the story. It's like every cameo.
Oh
you
my
can
God.
possibly think of,
Perfect.
explosion and car from the
Sounds
movie.
like Kyle would love this.
Yeah,
It's on it.
it's
Perfect.
so stimulating.
Oh my God.
Before we go into Brad Clock and then ultimately giving away your free journal, I want you guys to guess what the highest grossing Fast and the Furious movie is of all time and where it ranks. The third one?
I'm gonna guess number 3
I'm
or
gonna
number
say
2.
let's go higher. I think let's go like 7.
Okay. You think Fast 7 is the best one, or you
I,
think
I haven't seen it. I don't know if it's the best one. I talk about
I
best
think
rated or
that's-
best most seen, like most
the highest,
successful.
grossing? Like the revenue.
I'm either gonna say Tokyo Drift or I'm gonna say the most recent one.
Usually it seems like the most recent tends to like have legs, right?
Yeah. And then
Tell us, Kyle, what is it?
my one guess is 7.
Where do you think it's rest? Where do you think it's like ranked? Like how high do you think it is on that list?
What? Like I thought you were trying to pick number 1.
So I have the list of the highest grossing movies of all time.
Oh, I see. So where's the Fast and the Furious lineup on there? It's gotta
What
be
is the
high.
what is the highest ranking one on the list right here?
Say it's like number 23.
And it's Fast what?
I don't know what fastest. You can't have a 2-part guess here, Kyle. You gotta pick one or the other. It's gotta either be like where's the rank or which one's the most popular. It can't be both. Otherwise, I'm gonna lose both ways.
Fine. Fast 7, which you were correct about the first time,
Yeah. Okay.
is number 11 all time.
Whoa.
It did $1.5 billion in sales. That was the one that Paul Walker died in.
Oh, right. I like probably got a lot of play for that
the-
one. Yeah.
It's been a long- that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll see you again. Yeah.
And guess what? That's the one that Casey and I haven't seen. It's the last one.
All right. So maybe you're saving the best for last then.
We're saving the best for last. It's gonna be an absolute wild ride.
I think that is the modern like movie song for a movie. That might be the best example we have so far.
Yeah.
Big trend happening with like every Will Smith movie. Song top of the chart, movie top of the chart. It's been a long time.
I think it was kind of like that with like, what was the last one that was like that? Maybe like the Trolls movie. They have a happy song, right?
Ooh, that's a good one. They had the Justin Timberlake.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Dance.
Or the Despicable Me, cause I'm happy. No, that one.
That was Trolls, wasn't it?
I thought
Well,
that Despicable
Was it in
Me.
both?
You know what? I think Pharrell made Happy and then they just put it in later.
Yeah.
But the Trolls one, I think it was made for
The
Trolls.
Justin Timberlake, he's in the movie. He's one of the Trolls. So yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So one of the funniest things about Fast X is they use the when they talk about Paul Walker, they use the instrumental of that song.
It's like his motif now. It's like his
And my
leitmotif.
girlfriend was like, "You have one shot at this. You don't get to use it again. You've already used it up."
they're trying to pull them heartstrings, man. They know that it's a reaction. They're playing you, man. They're playing you.
They're trying to get back get back to Fast 7.
Yeah, the heart of Fast 7 that they lost somehow over,
Yeah. So, anyways,
Should we do Bragg Clock?
let's do Brad
Yeah.
Clock.
All right.
I'll start putting together the wheel.
All right. You guys get your names in the wheel if you haven't done it yet.
Do we have
Get the
links?
Link the link. It's up in the chat. I'll scroll up
Yeah,
and grab
I
it.
pinned them in both chats.
Okay, people. So there's links pinned on YouTube or Facebook. Make sure and sign up for Free Journal Friday. We're going to spin the big wheel of names. We're going to pick a winner. In the meantime, while you guys are doing that, it is brag o'clock for the next 5 or so minutes, which means you guys drop your brags for the week or whatever in the chat. This is not a time to be humble. This is a time to brag about yourself. Truly, people don't get told enough how good of a job they're doing. This is a chance for you to pat yourself on the back, and we're going to megaphone it to the rest of the live stream. We're going to read all the brags. So please dump your brags in the chat. We're going to read them out loud. We're going to pat each other on the back. We're going to give one of you a free journal, and then we're all going to have a fantastic weekend.
All right, let's get them brags.
Who's going to be the first brag? People are shy, or they have really brags. One of the two.
They have really long brags.
They're typing them. They're typing them.
That's what I mean.
We're getting novels.
Here we go. I'll kick it off with Devora. Devora said, I am 14,000 words into a 20,000 word Camp NaNoWriMo story. That's
great.
Lot.
That's like almost 3/4 of the way through. That's amazing.
Crushing it. Here they come.
Laura said, made progress on a fitness goal. That's amazing. Those ones feel really good because fitness goals are hard.
They're tough. Creating with Amy says, I finished the latest cross-stitch dragon a few days before the next came out. That's awesome, Amy.
Cheyenne said, I'm making leaps and bounds in my mental health. Working with an amazing therapist. It feels great. It's a great brag, Cheyenne.
Jenna said, been really enjoying getting time to color my journal. That's amazing. We want to see pictures. We want to see all the stuff.
Please post these. I want to see the dragon. I want to see the art. Sky says, I started a new quest for happy, healthy hair. Of course, I did this by cutting my hair so short I look like little orphan Annie, which was a choice. I'm telling you, Sky, the sun will come out tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's. I think you post pictures in the Heroes Guild about that, right? I think she showed off her new do. Looks pretty cool.
In the new school, which you guys should all join if you want to be part of the mini quests.
That's right.
Kyle, what's a mini quest?
A mini quest is a 7-day series of little things to do to help you either start a quest or reinvigorate an old quest. Right now we have a creative one. We have a walking one. We also have a getting started with the Hero's Journal one. So whatever works for you. We actually have a couple down the pipe as well. So we're working on those. More coming to you next, but join us on school. It's amazing.
Some more brags here.
Which be a great brag here from Platawan, who said, found out I can pull off jorts.
Don't you want to pull those on usually? Jorts are tough, but I'm proud of you.
Melanie said, I hired a makeup artist to teach me how to makeup to present myself better for interviews / meetups. That's really cool. I've never heard of that, and that's really smart.
That's brilliant. Yeah. Allison says I finished a 30+ hour audiobook. Like to listen to it or to record one. Either way, it's 30 hours is a long time to do anything. So
yeah, it is. Jenna said, started my new job this week at the library. That is a cool job.
Wow, that's something everyone wants to do. Libraries seems like a cool job.
Yeah.
I love that.
Banny Bunch said, I finished my second journal to master the art of routine. I made a lot of progress and consistency now in my third journal. We love that. That's amazing.
We clap for finished journals. I decided just now. Okay.
We'll give you claps.
And then Michelle said, I'm about halfway through chemo. Keep pushing. That's amazing. We are rooting for you.
Oh, Michelle.
I think this might be our biggest wheel of names since the reboot of the live stream.
I think we're on Laura, right? Or am I?
Laura asked where she's getting dressed.
Oh no, sorry. This is a follow-up picture.
Yeah, there's some follow-up.
Okay, I think those are all the brags. Well, hey, that was a good brag o'clock. I love it. Guys, be proud of yourself. We are proud of you. Other people are proud. It's hard to know how good you're doing sometimes if you don't pick your head up and look around sometimes. You're all doing great. But that's in the past. Right now, we are spinning the wheel of names.
It's wheel o'clock, baby.
If your name is landed on, you have to claim your free journal or deck or planner in the chat just by saying something.
Just letting us know you're alive and here.
It can be I'm here. It can just be ooh-wee.
Ooh, who we got? Who we got? Who we got?
So today we have 21 entries, which means you have the worst odds you've had since we rebooted it, but it also means we have the most heroes here, which is something to be excited about. And it means that Savannah Allen,
Savannah Allen, come on down.
Free Journal Friday winner.
Nice work.
Savannah Allen.
And Allen, claim your thing. Say a
Let us
word.
know you're alive, that you're here, that you're present in the live stream, or someone can, if someone can vouch.
Looking for Savannah Allen.
Savannah.
Savannah Allen.
I have our email set up already in here.
Mm.
Savannah Allen actually just recently joined the school, but I know
Oh,
that
nice.
I got to give them the okay.
Come
There you
on
go.
down.
We're waiting on Savannah. While we're waiting on Savannah, let's do a live brainstorm. What movie do we think we're gonna do next? Is that
Kyle's choice this week?
Yeah,
So
I don't want to rush your decision here, Kyle. You don't have to come up with an answer now. Curious.
So we are live streaming in 2 weeks from now.
That's true.
Not next Friday. Friday after that.
We're off next Friday, so it'll have to be the week after.
Is Banny Bunch? Are you Savannah?
Yeah, are you Savannah Banny Bunch? Yes.
It's me, Savannah. All right, Banny Bunch. All right.
It's me, Savannah. All right, congratulations to Savannah, aka Banny Bunch. Go ahead and shoot an email to support@theheroesjournal.co, linked right there. Let us know where to ship your free journal / deck / planner.
Whatever you want.
Any product off our page, it's yours.
Whatever color you want, and then just let us know where to send it because you are the winner
Reach for Friday.
today.
I want to do an action adventure film.
Okay. Do you have one in mind?
I'm trying to decide between 3 movies in my head.
Okay.
I'm
We
thinking
could do it in the Heroes quarters or in school.
So I'm thinking about doing. I like poker movies, so I'm thinking about doing. What's it's called? Rounders.
Rounders, dude.
Rounders. Okay. I've never seen Rounders.
I don't know if it's action adventure, but it is like a very tense actiony movie. It has
It's like a thriller, right? It's like a
thriller. Yeah.
So I was thinking about Rounders. I was thinking about the James Bond one, Casino Royale.
Okay. There's poker in that, yeah.
And then I was thinking about a wild card, which is the new Roadhouse. And I think that all of us could watch that.
Oh yeah,
a new film. I've already seen it, but it was really I liked it. So
I've also seen it.
I've not seen the new Roadhouse yet. I've only seen Casino Royale of those 3, so I'm down for whatever.
I kind of want to see your response to Rounders because Rounders is a good movie.
Yeah, I know of it. I've never. It's like Matt Damon, right?
Yeah,
it is Matt Damon.
Okay,
another movie of Matt Damon make himself look really awesome.
All right, cool.
And dare I say, one of the most memorable John Malkovich performances.
Ooh, I love John Malkovich.
I can think of. He plays maybe one of the worst. He does one of the worst accents in movie history. I'm pretty sure.
Hell yeah. Okay, yeah, I'm down. Let's watch Rounders.
Awesome. It's awesome. It's a great movie.
Yeah,
so that's our movie club for next time is watching Rounders.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll post it not this week, but next week. That way it's the same week. But
all right, you guys have 2 weeks to watch Rounders.
Because Kyle wants to watch a poker movie. I think that's a fun theme. I like that.
That's good. I like your reasoning.
Mm-hmm.
I have one last thing I want to end you guys with, and it's only because Nick brought up John Malkovich. I get John Malkovich and Stanley Tucci mixed up in my brain, and I don't know why, but like their faces are interchangeable to me, and so that I just had that moment of realization that I've done that. But they're both great on themselves. I just get them mixed up.
You should watch Being John Malkovich, and you'll never get his face out of your mind.
I've never seen Being John Malkovich, actually.
Maybe that'll be my movie pick in a couple weeks.
I'm just gonna do all John Malkovich.
It's a great movie. It's so weird.
Awesome.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
The guy discovers a tunnel. He can crawl through it, become John Malkovich, the actor. Yeah.
So we're not live streaming next week, everyone. So just everyone here is just doing that. But what we should do is we should put a movie in the communities. We should all watch it and create a thread where we can talk about our opinions on it. So we can have an async live stream.
Little movie
So,
club.
Starting
Yeah.
a movie club.
Start a movie club should we start it in the new school so that people get people in there commenting, figuring stuff out.
Think
We'll
it would
send more information out next week, but until then, if you're gonna quest happy.